I can just do improv. I can play my
Studio A. Fucking tight in here.
I know, I want to make it so they have to.
just arpeggiate, make play chord. I can play something, right?
That's the song.
Roll it.
Roll it.
Rolling.
It's the man with the MC prefix, innovative, syncopated, sultry sound sequence, delicious, devilish dialogue,
Wow, it's like Run DMC meets Pink Floyd.
Like a magnet, some of your sentences turn your paragraphs to fragments. Now you need to fill in the void, so speak, be the one that be killing the noise.
This is what it sounds like now.
Get it up.
Cause you attract like a magnet, some of your sentences turn your paragraphs to fragments. Now you need to fill in the void, so speak, be the one that be killing the noise. Yeah, is that you make it move when the beat hits? Soulful sound waves made a change how you hear. Listen to the rhythm, guaranteed to get them high. Likewise, I strive to blow your speakers sky high. Jam like the 91 at 430. We make the music visual. Now it's time to get we make the music visual. Now it's like a puzzle ending. Music make a misfit. This misfit makes the music miscommunicated. It's great. It's visual, y'all.
Alright. Yeah, that's you. Hold up, wait. I'm gonna compress it on the stereo bus right now.
Huh?
I'm gonna compress everything on the stereo bus right now.
Why does it sound like that?
Just
Oh, that's why.
here, take it off solo.
We make the music visual. Live now. It's time to get
3 to 1.
Go with the kid.
the way the music moves.
Put the attack time like real low, dude. Yeah, dude, you got
Your eyes, the music is visual.
30?
not that low.
Yeah. It's time to get follow the way the music moves. Get your hands off the dial. Open your eyes. The music is visual. The kids here. And MC speak. Got the C prefix. Innovative, syncopated, central sound. It's delicious. Sit up.
Motherfucker. It's the remix. Oh.
Hey, Joe. Good skills, man.
Thank you, buddy.
I'm like romance right now. I'm some piano player and shit, man. It's nice.
Hell yeah. Check it out, it's Sunday. This your boy Jay right here. Today we doing live sound. Damn, motherfucker, what's going on?
Damn, what's
The monitor section. Gotta tune the fucking drums, man. Damn. Haha. Hit it up. That's rock and roll, man.
Doing our test like that.
Where are the white house lights, I mean the white stakes lights that are on right now? It's not these.
Oh my god, we totally saw titties at BBQ. Did you see the titties?
beat.
This girl's getting cooler and cooler.
And we became
I seen that girl's titties, but it wasn't like full length. I was saying.
Dude, we saw those titties twice. First one was actual titties, second one was bra. But I saw,
From who?
There you go.
the girls in the back. I swear to God, they got really excited. I swear to fucking God, dude.
I mean, granted, it's all showmanship. That's what you gotta be doing.
Alright, gentlemen, this we've had this with you.
Yeah.
This song is called Love Song, and we're gonna play it for you.
We're on in 3, 2, 1. This is the lighting room right here.
Rick talking about titties and shit. Just remember, titties. Okay? Titties.
Oh shit, I gotta put this shit up here. It's just gonna fall. But I got wide angle. I see everything.
Vegas mode.
I know what you gotta do, man.
I don't know how to do that shit. Vegas mode. Turn that shit on.
Remember?
Yeah. It's like you have to press the setup.
So there you go. Test.
Yeah!
Yes!
Fuck yeah!
Yeah, production.
Looks crispy in the dark. Damn! Keep snapping pictures and shit. Here, take that shit and give it to me. I'll sneak up in here.
We got a producer in here. We got
Damn,
a producer in here.
Producer.
I'm gone for 2 minutes. When I come back.
Structure right there.
I don't know how to get out of it. Oh, shit.
System reset.
Fucking busted, fool.
Well, that's no use. If you can get into it, you can get out. That's pretty bad.
That was gonna be the classic fucking footage.
Create a template. And this is how to make an auto-play DVD. So say for instance, you take a DVD and you put it in your player and hit the close. As soon as it loads that DVD, it starts playing the song or the audio right away. You don't have to press any keys or anything. So in order to do that, first of all, you select the menu tab here. Over here to your palette window. And we'll select this generic palette here. Here, whatever you have selected here, your options for that individual tab are dictated in this window here. So if I choose this disk, I'm able to choose the disk name, write the name. So I'm dealing with the menu tab because this is the function of that button or what's going to happen. So I go down here and select the menu tab here under the menu window, and this is where you load the AC3 file. Now even if I have
Tito.
the voiceover, it's still going to be empty. It's going to be really weird hearing that dry, clean sound compared to his source sound, right? So what you need to do is create the room tone to be constant. So when he's not speaking, the room is still present, as if he's there. Typically, the location sound mixer would record 30 seconds of room tone for each location they shoot in. but that doesn't always happen. In this case, it didn't happen. So I had to find an area earlier in the scene that I could grab and use. So let's take a look at this. What do we have? So you try to find a region that there's nothing going on in the background. No dialogue, no movement, it's just the air sound. And this is... That sounds pretty clean. I mean, it sounds like crap. I mean, you use noise reduction on that before you actually move that over. I don't have the plugins here that I can actually show you how to do that. You can actually remove that noise. You can remove the 50 or 60 cycle hum that's going on in the background. You can actually isolate that noise and use a plugin and remove it from that entire region. So now you have a clean background, just dialogue and just sort of that room tone. But in this case, we're just going to use this sound. It sounds like crap, but so what you do is actually you capture this region. So you copy. Fly over here, go to another track that you use, paste. Now the first thing you do is duplicate this track for that region. So Apple D. Now you go to Audio Suite, you go to Other, you go to Reverse, and Process.
Why would you want to reverse it?
Well, listen to it. When you play this back in a loop, it should sound natural. What if I, alright, so what if I did this? I just duplicate it and see what it sounds like. Sounds uneven, right? Because it starts over again. So it repeats, it's like do. So what do you want to create? You want to create sort of like a sine wave. So you want to create shh. That's why you reverse it, right? Because you reverse it, then it creates like if it starts up, then it goes down, then you start down, then you go back up again. Right. So you do that. So after you create those two regions here, what do?
Duplicate those.
You duplicate those. You grab that, duplicate that. So now we'll play this. Was that a little transient in the beginning? We can actually change that. So we'll consolidate that real quick, and we can call it room tone, whatever. So now we move that over, and do this. So now we just create a fade. Actually, I'll two frame this adequate. Now when we play this back, it should sound smooth, right? Like nothing's missing.
Yeah.
Right? So from that first region to the second one, it's smooth. No, it's like he's like having phone sex or something.
It's like a fuzzy sock from taking out a porno.
So that's how you create those gaps, and you'll find that you can't leave any gaps in dialogue when you're dealing with post. So this is how you fill in those gaps. Hopefully they recorded some room tone. 30 seconds is more than enough that you need for most of these gaps. So say like the actor flubbed the line, or they love his performance, but he's sort of like, it was really, really low, and you can't get it, so they'll actually do ADR. So you need to replace that section of ADR, or the source material with the ADR. So you have to fly in the room tone, then you put in the new bit of ADR, then you have to blend in some reverb, or some tone that'll match the sound of the room to make that sound like it's in a spot, like it's sort of fluid. Then when you create, you throw in your music track and your ambience tracks, it sort of covers that up so you don't hear those gaps. There should be a gap. So when you look at the session, so if you have this, so this is what it starts off with. This is just all dialogue right here, right? So when we open up the, after you do all your edits and you start doing your mix, you get hopefully this pristine, gapless session. Anytime. Here's this phone conversation.
Yes, sir, this is Roger Floyd, Director of Player Personnel for the Chargers. You booked one of our players on a DUI.
And resisting arrest.
Let me cut to the chase then. Look, what does that take to get him released? Tonight?
A judge.
Saturday. Is a judge really going to be in on a Saturday?
No, not till Monday.
Isn't there a way around this?
Yeah. Don't drink and drive, and don't resist officers. I gotta go.
What do you mean there's no judge till Monday, man? I can't miss the game. So who's the sore thumb?
Oh, him? No idea. Won't give us a name. I found.
So
watch this shit.
It's fucking funny too.
So that's how you, and you fill in those gaps. You can see on the edit window, here, this is that entire, well, this is that second part of that scene. So you see that there's no gaps between all that. There's fill. So there's a crossfade in between each section. There's no gap. Even though there's a gap there, there's something going on here. So it's constantly going through. So as you scroll through, there's no gap. No gap anyway. That one's in there. And here's a room tone for that area. Cool?
Alright. Here's the fucking end. What we're gonna come up to. We're gonna fucking dump this sequencer. And so you can do this shit at home. I'm gonna start this fucking session over now. Fuck, get rid of it all. Yeah, save it. Alright. First we're gonna fucking open Pro Tools. Do a new session. Let's do the test. On the desktop. 44.1 at 24. Stereo mix. 4. Broadcast wave plus 6. Save it. Now, we got a sequence right here in the train. Cool. Drums. We're gonna say, fuck yeah, dude, so I won't forget this shit.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna make new tracks. I'm gonna make 3.
How's that gonna come out though?
It's gonna come out like shit, but it's alright. No film?
Not sure.
Try it.
I know recording like a TV, it's like the color comes out.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking with it. So I'm gonna record 3 MIDI tracks. I'm gonna create those. And then I'm gonna create 3 mono audio tracks. Oh, 2 more of those.
The man at work.
Cool. Alright. Now we're gonna start with fucking bringing this from the Triton. It's gonna come from channel 3 because it's coming from the Mackie board on channel 3. So we're gonna record enable this track. And MIDI beat clock. Right? So now Triton enable beat. And Apple 1 to set the tempo of the song. Take off the conductor. 87. Cool. And you have to go into global. And you, in the menu, go to MIDI. And external MIDI. Hit that. There it is.
There you go.
Let's set it back in the sequence. I don't know why it's
There you go, man.
Okay, now let me see what happens here. That's the 4 bars. Now, undo this, and then you're going to solo this, and you arm audio 1.
Is that the bus?
I didn't, that's why I have to do it.
There you go.
Because it's got to come from...
It's got to go out and in.
Yeah. Just do this a second. It's got to come in from... Oh, from 3.
And there's your wave.
See,
What a gnarly wave.
I don't know why it looks like that. You like it? Let's see if I can right now. Unsolo this.
There you go.
There it is. Not exactly what I fucking wanted. We can start and go with that.
You're a pro.
As long as we have the snare, then we can go on this. And we can hear that shit, and we can move them around wherever we want and shit. See the fucking sound. And that's cool.
Awesome, there you go.
Sweet. What a pain in the fucking ass. So you want to be a producer? This is a piece of fucking expensive shit that I'll probably never use.
I like the video thing, man. I'm gonna turn it all the way to the left. It's gonna peak to the right, then it's gonna drop down. You hear a ratchet? That means the bias is actually turned all the way off. The 10 kilohertz tone is still going to tape there. But notice it's not getting recorded. We're monitoring from the repro head, the playback head, immediately after it's being recorded there, but nothing's showing up on tape because the audio signal itself isn't powerful enough to actually affect a recording. So as I turn the bias up, we'll start to see it come up in level. Now the bias is bringing it up. We're seeing the 10 kilohertz tone. Now, I gotta watch to see where it peaks. It's peaking just below +1. I want 2 dB over bias. I want it to be just below the -1. So I just keep turning it up. I'm still turning it to the right. That's about right in there. Like I say, if you're getting air in the direction of a little bit too much over bias. I'm gonna turn it to the left. You're gonna see it go up and peak again. When I turn it to the left, that's gonna be the old bias setting. Really don't care about that. I'm turning it to the right. I'm turning it up. I'm turning it up. It's peaking just below the 1 again. I'm gonna keep turning it up until it drops to just below the 1. So you gotta see where the peak was. Okay? That's all there is to it. Doing it's a whole lot easier than jawing on about it forever. I'm gonna switch it. Do this. Let me see what range we're in. I'm gonna turn the oscillator up a little bit. Joe, jump in the hot seat. Start with number 1. It's the very, bias, the very bottom adjustment screw. Turn it all the way to the left, counterclockwise. Just spin it, it'll pop on the head. You see the needle peak, way up there, keep going, and it's gonna fall all the way down. Now, start turning it to the right, and watch where it peaked. Where's it peaking?
Right above 2.
Okay, and keep turning it to the right until it drops down to 0 then. It was, well, right, 2 dB from where it was. When you turn it up a little bit slower, you know, so go ahead and do the next one. So now turn it real slow and watch where it peaks. Where's it peaking?
Right over 2.
Right over 2, so you want right over 0, right? Above 0. So keep turning it up until it falls back to that same spot, but just above the 0 line.
There.
Cool. Do another one. So you turn it down until, see, that old peak is irrelevant to us, but, you know, so keep turning it all the way off until you hear it ratchet. Yeah, okay. How many times have I said this today? Input doesn't work on that on track 2. You know, okay. You finally catching on, you know. Okay. Joe, he's a good guy. He's just, you know. You guys gotta stay away from the brownies, man. Wait till graduation, okay? Arm a track. Just put track 12 in record. Ready. Yeah. See? Now it goes to input. It's exactly like Pro Tools. It goes into input. Hit play. It drops into sync. You're here at monitoring what's on tape. Punch it into record. Hit record button. Boom. See, when it's in record, it's recording on that track right now. But what we're monitoring is input. See how it flips to input? We're hearing inputs, exactly the same as Pro Tools. Now, you can drop out of record by hitting play. Just like on Pro Tools. And it's monitoring what's on tape. If I go into record and I want to hear that back, you know, I got to stop it, go back, and play it. If I like it, I keep going. If I don't like it, I stop, go back, and say, let's do it again. You know? And I play until it comes up the part, and I punch in, and when I'm done with that part, I punch out. You know, boom. Or whatever, you know. You can punch out by either hitting play or stop, or just fast wind. I usually like to punch out of record first on a machine like this. If I'm in there, I hit play first before I hit stop. Simply because when you hit stop, watch what happens here. When I punch into record, it goes in real fast. But what happens when I punch out of record? It takes a moment for it to come out. That's the bias ramp. It's ramping down. If I hit stop, it kind of makes that ramp down abruptly and can put a little bit of a weird bump in your tape, you know? And it can do a weird little thing in there. And sometimes the artist, it irritates them that you stop them right abruptly like that, you know? So what I'll do is, and I do this in Pro Tools too, you know. I'll be record, and when I come out of record, I'll go bing, bing, like that, you know. That way it's not jarring their attention, you know. It's easier on their ear. It just makes better sense, you know. Be easy on the client. So any given track we're recording on, we have 24 tracks, any given track we're recording on, we're actually, at the moment, we're monitoring input. Hit stop, hit input. Hit play, the only time it's actually monitoring from the sync head. Now, when we go to mix down, we put it on safe so you can't arm anything, and we'll go to the repro head. And we do everything from the repro head. It's a much higher quality playback head. Now, a little bit about the auto locator. 0 will send it back to wherever you set 0 to. Hit the 0 button. Right over the repro head right here, you know. And then I hit this, and I'll hit the 0 here on the counter. Let's say I want to go to 1 minute. Just type in 1 minute, then push it. Do this. Hit 1 minute. Just hit 1. No, 1. Clear out. Now hit 1 0 0. Cool. That's 1 minute. Now hit store. 1 or 2. I'm sorry. Cool. Now, if I want to go to that spot, all I do is hit 2, and it'll go there. What if I want to? I want 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Or make it 1 minute 10 to go 110 in there. Now I hit store 3. Cool. Now, if I want to go there, I can just hit 3. If I want to go back to 1 minute, I just hit 2. It'll go back to 1 minute. But if I want to loop between them, hit the repeat. 2 3. Now hit play. Now it's going to play up to 110 and then go back to 1. And it'll loop. It's just setting up a loop there. You can do there's a rehearse mode, and you can do auto punch in and punch out if you really want to. Although when I'm working with a client, I wouldn't waste their time trying to set all that up. Pain in the ass. If I need to punch in, I'll punch them in. If I want to punch them out, I'll punch them out, you know. So I set up a loop. Turn the loop off, you just hit the repeat button again, turn it off, you know. Or if the repeat's on, and I want to start it again, I just hit play, and it'll go back and do the loop again. I want to clear them, I just hold the clear and tap them like that. If I just want to see what it is, you know, let's say if I had 225 store 2, if I want to, and then I do this, I want to see what that is, I can hit, you know, recall 2. Recall 2. Did I hit store? Okay. Recall 2. It'll show it. If I want to go there, I just hit it. Yeah. Okay. Any questions on this so far? Cool.
Where's it coming in? Take a copy of 23 and 24. So.
Look at it also.
Before you get that set up, these levels. Pretty good. It's too loud. Files were delivered too hot, not 3 dB down. You gotta turn it down. Now set up the compressor. Levels are important, you're mastering. They're hugely important. You spend half your day looking at meters. The other half listening. Spend 20 minutes actually working. Get that on film? What do you think it needs? What's your ear tell you it needs? First of all, who's the artist?
It's a girl.
I was more interested in who. Who is the girl? Right there. She produced it. She recorded her own vocals in Studio C here. She played piano. She wrote the melody and the lyric, sang
Monica, you know. So it's like the whole thing.
You all know her.
Monica, yeah.
Just a couple of DVDs. What else is here, Randy?
Oh yeah, we rolled up the lows. We rolled up the 45.
Try rolling off 45. There. That's nice. But you did a great job on the low end. A little muddy.
Yeah.
And I'm having a hard time picking up the bass guitar. So we gotta kind of work on that somehow. 125. 100, 125. See if they can pull it out there. Try to thin the mud out above that. Say 400 hertz. Take it out just a little bit. Get a little attack on the bass. And 800 hertz and down. So all this time you've been in there bugging Monica. It's not studio time. And why can't you make up the quizzes? And how come you can't do excused absence because you were sick and all that time? He had no idea she was the most talented singer-songwriter in fucking school. See, if we were really nice to her, maybe you could have worked on her next album and it'll go platinum. This fucking song could be all over the radio. Ain't no angels here. They've all fallen down. Ain't no angels here in this town. In Los Angeles, the city of angels. Get it? Let's open up a track in Pro Tools. 2 mono tracks. Record it back in. Make the meters. You can close that little fader window. You can close that. And this bullshit over here too. We don't need that. Fucking audio bin nonsense. We don't need no stinking audio bin. Mute. Make the trip. Mute them. Not that one. That's the one that's got to play back. So we can. There you go. Make them bigger. Go. Nice. That's nice. Okay. Inputs are 1 and 2. I can live with that. Outputs are 1 and 2. I can live with that as well. Make a patch that gets you input to those channels. Put them in record. How are you going to get the signal? After the fader. After this fader. Into Pro Tools. I have to go use the rest. Figure that out. Don't make it feedback. Put it in record.
Yeah, let's see if we can.
Actually, record. Stop. Make sure those meters will read peak.
Yeah. I'm gonna stop it there.
Stop and do what? They're both the same? Or close?
Yeah, they're both exactly the same.
Exactly the same. Hasn't happened all day. How can that fucking be close? And what is it that they are? Just the peak?
They're now 2.7,
2 point what?
2.7 and 2.9. They're different now. One's 2.7, one's 2.9.
That's not enough.
Does it have to back up to 3?
Huh?
Does it have to back up to -3?
No. That's what you're supposed to send the mastering guy.
Oh.
We're doing the mastering, so we want to get it closer to.
Stop it.
Oh no.
As close to 0?
Not as close, but closer.
Put a line, maybe.
One and a half. Clear that peak. Clear it.
That's strange.
No, it wasn't. Well, I just pushed them up over here.
Oh, okay.
Clear the peaked, where it says 0. Click on it.
So this one big.
Clear the 0. That's good now. Let's see the highest peak I hit. Okay, Apple Z.
Stop it.
Yeah. Come back to about here. 3. Pretty cool. Let's do it, huh? Stop. Apple Z. Highlight the, whoa. Highlight the track. No. Click somewhere. There, now double click in the region. Hang on. Ready, set. Region moves, and he went, why is my snare off? and the voice. That's why we have to AD so much. The filters didn't work this time. Took too much of the energy of the kick drum away. The engineer got that right. All we did was fuck it up by filtering. Usually they put too much energy down there, we have to filter it out. This time they didn't. Okay, pretty nice. Take it out of record. Those two channels. Unmute them. Mute the source track. Play. Where's it going to be coming up? Want to pan them apart, or do you want to hear it in mono? Those are good colors. Like Easter eggs. You're dyeing the Easter egg. The part that's not all the way into dye is the light blue or the light purple. Yeah. Why do you keep going to that freaking... Jesus. You guys drive me crazy.